Hello, my name is Grace Ham, and I'm going to be going over the 82 Cafe communication audit for you, the business owner, and talk a little bit about what I did with my research. First off, I just want you to start by imagining the casual couple, Janet and Ricky. They're trying to find a place to eat this evening, and in doing so, they're looking on Instagram, they're looking on Facebook, they might even be asking some of their friends. They come across 82 Cafe, and while they're scrolling, they find 82 Cafe, and they think, maybe let's click on it. Let's see. Haven't heard of this place yet. And this is what we see first. Some AI generated graphics of a restaurant. We don't see any photos. We don't see any reviews. This is what we're faced with. And in return, Janet and Ricky decide to go. They decide not to eat there. But first off, I want to start by talking about the wins with 82 Cafe. And the wins right now is we do an excellent job at posting often. We do an excellent job at getting some good reviews. Now, they may not be totally in the right place, but we're going to work on that. This is a review that says, looking for a great steak, you won't find anyone better in our town. 82 Cafe is serving surf and turf tonight. Great time to celebrate the dads. This was posted near Father's Day weekend. So my entire mission with this research and this project and helping pinpoint some of these problems, but also provide you with solutions, is I want to share the research and help your communication grow, your customer groups, and who we reach. So my main points that I would be going over today is imagery, communication channels, and general brand messaging. For social media communication. So first I want to start with the AI generated graphics. Okay, we saw that Janet and Ricky, our casual couple, decided to turn away from 82 Cafe because they were not completely settled on what the food looked like, what the atmosphere looked like, and it in return just was not very trusting for them to actually step the foot in the door. And so this is a big problem. And through my research, when I interviewed a group of 10 people, it came out as the majority, 6 people out of the 10, said that group like imagery is the most important part of deciding um on if they're going to eat there. It's so very important to them in this kind of target audience group that I had asked, that a restaurant accurately shows the food that's going to be served. So here is some of my solutions. These are photos that I pulled from Facebook that customers have actually already posted for you, which is great. These photos have tenfold the amount of engagement listed to them on Facebook already, which is phenomenal. And these are just pictures taken with the iPhone. They're nothing special, they're nothing crazy, but the important part is they are the reality of what the food looks like. And to be honest, that steak right there looks better than the AI generated steak. It looks like something that I could not cook at home. It looks even more phenomenal than that. So the next thing we're going to talk about is communication channels. So here's kind of our problems. We have no listed website. We also do not have an Instagram, and we do not have any real Google reviews. We have zero Google reviews at this time. So when I kind of interviewed that same test group, the first place that people look for looking for a new restaurant, Google reviews. That was the number one hitter. We had a lot of Instagram, we had a lot of word of mouth, we had Facebook, TikTok, and even just generic online reviews, but the number one was Google. That they're asking Google restaurants near me, and they're looking at this restaurant, they're looking for a website, they're looking for photos, they're looking for reviews, and when that stuff doesn't exist, it really breaks the trust from people wanting to go visit. And so my solution to that is let's get started with an Instagram page. Let's get started with, beefing up our Google business. Let's start asking for reviews. Let's start doing all those things to at least move forward in the right place because our target audience, again, this is where they're looking for that stuff. So when it doesn't exist there, it makes it a little bit hard for 82 Cafe to be found. Okay, this next part, we're going to talk about messaging. So in general, there's a lot of communication on Facebook for the Wednesdays that the group is there at the sale barn. That's okay, the sale bar's busiest day. That is where 82 Cafe is located. And we do a great job at notifying those people what we're going to be serving for lunch today. But we're missing a big part of, okay, what's going on the rest of the days? What are our hours? Where are you even located for that group that's not involved into the sale bar? And so again, we're trying to reach customer groups that aren't in the industry or visiting the sale barn. So we're trying to kind of step outside of that. And a big way we're going to do that is messaging. And so, through my research on this casual couple target audience with my wonderful photo of Janet and Ricky here as an example, I really found that Facebook, word of mouth, local Facebook groups, Instagram, they are scrolling Facebook daily, they're following local community and business pages. They will use a friend's photo or a check-in as their most trusted discovery method. They will Google the hours, they will Google photos before they finally commit to stepping in the door. So we need to remember this when we're posting captions, when we're posting information. Is it answering the questions for this target audience group? Is this going to help Janet and Ricky and the casual couple group of our target audience that we have here really get through the door? And so I really encourage, let's start posting about date nights. Let's have some date night messaging in there. Come on, stop by. It's a perfect night for a date night. Let us cook for you, as a way to really increase that messaging for this target audience group. Another thing that 82 Cafe does that is so, 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 so wonderful is live music. And there's currently not a lot posting about it. The live music is happening, but we're not telling people it's happening. We're not telling what time it is or where it's occurring, and that's a big way that we can kind of beef this up a little bit to just talk to the people that we're wanting to talk to, talking to the people we want to reach. Another big, simple part that we can always, always, always do is to include the hours and the location. Like let's just throw on a picture of the outside of the building. For me personally, I know I'm not exactly in this target audience group, but I really don't eat at restaurants that I don't know what the inside looks like. I don't know what the outside looks like. So if I feel any kind of hesitation that I'm not going to know where this place is or I'm not going to know where the front door is, I'm more than likely not going to go. And that's kind of the same thing with this target audience group that we've kind of been talking about, what we use to start our research. And this also in my research, I found that there are a lot of comments that are like, where is this at? Where is this located? What hours are they open? What days are they open? And just to help answer those questions every single time, no matter what post they see, that information is always there. That's going to be so, so, so groundbreaking and useful for us. Okay, so I now take all that in, all the problems, all the solutions, all the things, and I want you to imagine 82 Cafe. It's busy, it's booming, people are eating, people are communicating, they're sitting down with their families, they're having date nights with their husband, they're having date nights with their wives, and they're enjoying it, which is the dream. That's 82 Cafe's dream. Let's pack out the doors and have these special moments. And I really think with all of these problems and the solutions to them that we can make this a reality. So, to be a little bit more actionable here, we're gonna kind of go over some timelines, what I'm asking of you. So let's immediately start week 1 and 2. Let's post some real photos and set up an Instagram page. And when I talk about photos, I really mean let's use our phones. Our phone cameras are great. I think phone photos and the research kind of proved this too trump any AI generated photos, okay? Because our AI generated photos, they're breaking our trust, and we want to gain that trust back for people to step in the door. Okay, next, weeks 3 and 4, let's optimize our Google business. Let's beef it up. Let's add in the information. Let's add in the location. Let's add in the hours. Let's add a photo of the outside. Let's also a common thing I see restaurants do is like, let's put a little card on the table that says, if you enjoyed this experience, like, please leave us a review. If you didn't leave us a review, to kind of promote that you're searching for that, you want that. And I feel like that's a very common thing that we see businesses do. So let's jump on that bandwagon. Next, for week 5 and 6, which again, we kind of already went through this in our wins. We're already doing this pretty good, but let's continue to post consistently. Not just about Wednesday nights. Let's talk about date nights. Let's talk about live music. Let's continue to talk about all the events and wonderful, wonderful things that are happening at 82 Cafe. So, my immediate ask, and here's a lovely little lady showing us. Let's pull out our phones. Let's start taking food photos. Great steak comes out. Let's grab a picture of it. The staff is serving a wonderful family at the table. Let's snap a picture of it. If there's some any kind of behind the scenes, anything that truly can communicate online who you are, who makes up 82 Cafe, all of those little experiences out there help build trust. And essentially in this whole communication audit, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build enough trust so that those customers come in the door that we're trying to reach. And so now, with all this said and done, let's imagine a week, a month, however long from now, when we start being actionable towards all these things, Janet and Ricky, now they've come to your restaurant. They've come to your restaurant, they've sat down, they've ate, they're having a wonderful time, and that's the dream, right? That's what we want. We want people like Janet and Ricky in this target audience group to come and visit. And I truly believe with all of these solutions and kind of timelines that I've proposed to you that we can really make this happen. And so I appreciate taking the time out of your day today to listen to me and talk a little bit about this. I know it's not always the most fun to hear problems, but I really hope that these solutions are impactful for your business and really make a difference.